going to be related with the security in cloud. So when we speak about a security in cloud, obviously, if you take any information with respect to the security, so I think yesterday your friends have given the informations about the securities and its types, right? And she has given information about what do you mean by security and so what do you mean by authentication, authorization, and the types of security. What do you mean by virus, bombs, and Trojan horse? And you have certain attacks like the DOS attacks, and then the DDoS attacks, and then man in the middle attack, right? So she also explained. So this is something which is related to comes under the security. So whatever it may be, even it's a cloud or it might be an internet, anything. So these are all some security threats which every cloud service provider are facing because they are providing a service via the internet, right? So when they are coming over an internet, so they have to face all these consequences, challenges, because a lot of people are getting connected with an internet and anyone can access any server if the security feature is not that much strong on that particular server. So they have to maintain the server in such a way that they have to face all these types of attacks and they have to protect their network from the external server. So just like that. So this is my home network, and this home network வந்து என்னன்னா I have connected my modem வந்து ஒரு switch. I can say that is something called switch, and இதுல வந்து என்னன்னா ஒரு I can say this is a 100 pin switch, and I can able to connect 99 computers in this switch, right? So in the home network, 99 computers are connected, and this is a modem, and this modem is getting connected with an internet, and we don't have clue internet எத்தனை type of networks வந்து இருக்குன்னு. So I can say என்னோட knowledge வந்து I can say Google, they have separate servers, and I can say RMK is also connected with. So we have n number of servers are connected with an internet, right? Even I have my mobile phone, which is no way connected with my modem. So this no way connected with this network. So this is my mobile, and I can able to send the request to my home this home network. And as I told you, I told you, like there will be a firewall over here, so which will decide the particular request can be processed or can be allowed inside the network or not, right? So that is something we call it as a firewall. So this firewall, we have to enable the port number, and I told you about the port number for FTP and FTP. FTP is 20 and 21, and for DNS 53, and for TFTP 69, for HTTP 80, and for SHTTP 440. So you have a lot of stuff inside. So these are all something we call it as a well-known ports, right? So around 1023 ports are there, well-known ports. So we can't use this 0 to 1023 ports number anywhere to establish the communication. Even in your program, you are going to create a tunnel between your computer and your friend computer. Your friend is located somewhere else in USA, and you are in India, and you want to send a message to your friend in a secured channel here. So I can say that I want to send the data in a secured channel through a tunnel. So we call it as VPN, virtual private network, right? So in the tunnel நான் create பண்றதுக்கு வந்து என்னன்னா, I need a port number. I have to use a port number. I have to select the channel so that unwanted hackers or the third party cannot able to communicate access my data transmissions. So that is something we call it as secure network transmissions, right? So everything speaks about a cloud. It's again cloud none. So that is something I just want you to understand. So security, irrespectively, whatever you are just discussing with your subjects like the CNS, so you people can able to. The only thing is you should have an idea about that particular applications where this type of attacks will be applicable. So you have to understand in such a way in order to write over here the security clause here. So when I speak about this, the firewall, speaking about the firewall, so this is something we call it as a firewall, and this computer have a software something we call it as an IDS na intrusion detection system. So if some unauthorized person is trying to access my computer, trying to steal some data from my computer, this IDS plays the role to identify the data is losing or data has been accessing by someone in your network. So that can be done by using an intrusion detection system. And there is also one more technique, we call it as intrusion prevention system, IPS, right? So we have to prevent our network from the unauthorized person not to enter into your network. So that is something, because everyone, each and every individuals are getting connected with an internet. So we don't have clue who is accessing and where is accessing, and we don't. You might have seen a lot of movies speaking about the hackers or trying to use or trying to clone their IP address with multiple computer IP address, so the people can't able to trace the source. So if they want to trace the source file, so they have to go for a rollbacking process or backtracking process. So they have to use a trace. So do you know what I mean by trace? So let me show you what is trace. So I just want to know the IP address of Google. I can say something like ping. So this is something to check the connectivity. We go for a command called ping. So I hope you know about this. So first, I just want to know about my computer IP address and the default gateway router IP address. So I can go for IP config. So you can see here 10.1.4.205 is my IP address, and the default gateway is something 1.10.1.1.6. So now I just want to go with checking of internet connection, whether I can able to connect with an internet or not. So to check the connectivity, ஸோ என் கம்ப்யூட்டருக்கும் அந்த கூகுளுக்கும் வந்து என்னன்னா இன்டர்நெட் கனெக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கா, ஸோ எதர் ஐ கேன் ஏபிள் டு ஆக்சஸ் அ கூகுள் ஆர் நாட். ஸோ தட் இஸ் சம்திங் யூ நீட் டு நோ அபவுட் தட். ஃபார் தட் யூ கேன் டு செக் த கனெக்டிவிட்டி வி ஹேவ் அ கமெண்ட் சம்திங் கால் ping google.com, right? So if I type that address, you can see something reply from 142.250.196.1, sorry, 78, right? So I just get this message, four replies to check the connections four times, and there will be a one or a simple thing. What the scenario is about. Let me clear my screen first. So I'll tell you, this is my computer, and this computer IP address is 10.3.1.144, and this is my PC, and I'm on. This is something with the Google. So I don't know IP address of the Google. So I just want to check the connection, whether I can able to connect with the Google or not. In a computer, I can able to connect with my router. பட் உங்கள் வீட்லேயே ஒரு சினாரியோ இருக்கும், உங்கள் கம்ப்யூட்டரு and your computer is connected with a modem, right? So and the modem is getting connected with your computer, Wi-Fi signal காட்டுது, and you can see here, right? So you can see here the Wi-Fi signal is showing on your computer, but some exclamatory symbol is over here, which means, so I just little bit confused why this is happening on my computer அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா. So I can go with the command prompt and I can check with the connection establishment between your computer with a modem. We call it as either modem or router. So you might be using an ACT network, or you might be using BSNL or Airtel, right? So you might be using some modem facilities for making your to get connected with an internet, right? So you can check the connections between you and your modem. இது ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் கனெக்ஷன் இருக்கா செக் பண்ணோம். right? So for that, you can go and check your IP address, find the default gateway address, and try to go with the command ping followed by this. I can say like ping with 10.1.1.6. So I'll be getting a positive reply from the particular IP address, which means the connection has been established, right? So, but I can't be able to connect with the Google. So now I can go with a ping command and I can check with the Google. If I'm not getting a reply, then it might be a problem with my. So எனக்கு கூகுள் நான் போடும்போது வந்து எனக்கு வந்து என்னன்னா ரிப்ளை வரல. So some error and time loss no the request time out வருது. So you might be getting a scenario or the message something we call it as request timed out or e timed out. இதெல்லாம் நீங்க நெட்வொர்க்ல படிச்சிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I think so. So or e host unreachable or e net unreachable. So based on this error message, we can come to conclude where exactly the problem is. So அது வந்து என்னன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you can able to do that one. So now you can go with ping followed by the IP address of Google is. I know the IP address of the Google is 250.196. So Google might use a lot of IP addresses. Don't think that they are using only one IP address as 142 dot. So they will be changing that IP address dynamically just because of the security reason. So நீங்க அடுத்து உங்க கம்ப்யூட்டர் ட்ரை பண்ணீங்கன்னா I don't think so you people will get the same IP address from the Google. So this is something a different way in order to check the connections between your computer and the external network. So what I just want to tell you is trace command. Trace 142.250.196.78. Let me check the command first. Trace RT. So you can see the path between my computer and the Google. So this is what I just want to tell you. So என்னோட கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல இருந்து கூகுளுக்கு வந்து என்னன்னா நடுவில் எத்தனை சர்வர் கிராஸ் பண்ணிட்டு it reaches the Google. So that is what I just want to trace back. So in order to reach my Google, my request, so I'll be sending an HTTP request, and this request wants to reach the Google. So I just want to identify the path, which path the data, the request is transmitting to reach the Google. So if I want to know that path, I can use the command something called trace RT followed by Google. So anything. So you can see the different kind of IP address are there, right? So one la pathina 10.1.1.6. Obviously, my request first it reaches to my server. So RMK ல இருந்து நான் கம்ப்யூட்டர் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன் RMK server reach ஆகும். So that is the first IP address. And second IP address somewhere else, external server. This is also something a public IP address. So in between your IP and the Google IP. So Google IP in the 142.250.76.36. So between your computer and the Google computer, so this much of nodes are there to transmit your request from your side to direct வந்து என்னன்னா நீங்க அடிச்சீங்க கூகுள் போகுதுன்னா so within a fraction of a second you can see the request transmission rate over here. Here எத்தனை மில்லி செகண்ட்ஸ்ல வந்து என்னன்னா உங்க ரிக்வெஸ்ட் வந்து இந்த சர்வர்ல இருந்து இங்க போகுது பாருங்க. Everything just within a fraction of milli and microseconds. Okay, so அதுக்கு தான் வந்து என்னன்னா எனக்கு வந்து என்னன்னா கூகுள்னு அடிச்சேன்னா So it takes some time to open the web page, right? So that is something, might be a milliseconds or a seconds. So if I'm going with the Google, it takes at least 10 milliseconds, or you can say like 1 second, right, to open my Google homepage, right or wrong. So that is something, it has to cross the request in HTTP request in a Google அடிக்கிறோம்னா, so that the request has to cross this much of this many of intermediate servers to reach the Google. So that request. So clear. So why I just want to tell you is about the security aspect la வந்து என்னன்னா, so the data can be stealed by anyone across the globe if they are connected with an internet. That's the only criteria they need to hack your system. So anyone can access any data if they have an provided if they have an internet connection. So that is something we call it as a securities. So இதுக்கு வந்து என்னன்னா, you can put your a lot of stories. So whatever the things which was discussed by Amrita, so you can use make use of all the data for writing about the securities in cloud. So that's why on the day I told you, this security is not only comes from e-commerce, so this is applicable for a cloud computing. Yeah, and also we have discussed a lot about inter-cloud resource management, and a lot of stuff we have discussed about the resource management, and so why resource management plays a major role in a cloud computing. So what are the benefits and the challenges? Yeah. So and then these are something we call it as the resource management provision methods, or three types, or in three types. One of the demand driven, event driven, and popularity driven resource management, resource provisioning methods. Yep. So I think we have discussed all these types in the previous session itself. And you should also know about what you mean by dynamic resource development, and uh, which means which speaks about scalability and performance. So dynamic resource deployment in the sense, I think I just told the story a lot of times. Amazon can support 1 million customer, right, at a time. So now during the Prime sale, so normal the 1 million customers or regularly they will visit, might be or between what we call it as 1 lakh people make a change, but around 9 million people's around 9 lakhs people, what they will do is they will usually go with an Amazon website, and they will have a look on what is happening, and is there any new sale is going on there, and is there any offer or discount, right? So this is something, this supports for 25 days in a month. 1 million users will view and will access an Amazon. So remaining 5 days, we call it as anything called some festival sale, right? So during this festival sale, the Amazon can expect around 10 to 15 million people may enter into the website. So they won't buy the servers or the resources for providing the resource to those extra users. Extra not a one or two, double the amount of 1 million. It's multiplies of 10 and 15. So it might be around 15 million people they have to respond during these 5 days. So it won't, even though it's going to be a toughest time for Amazon, so they will go for some outsourcing. Outsourcing the sales. So they will go for some external public cloud. So this is something we call the external public cloud. They will go have a service level agreement, and they will get the tie-up with Amazon, and this external resources will start to provide a response for those 10 to 15 million people during the festival they say. Yeah, so not only one or multiple external sources may get connected during the festival time, and whatever the services given by this cloud service providers will be charged from Amazon after the end of the fifth day. Because after fifth day, so again it's going to be a 1 million users per day, right? So then that time, so this resources is not required for Amazon or the Amazon customers. So they will be having a contract in such a way that this external cloud service provider will act only will provide a service only for the Amazon as per the demand. And so that's why something we call it as a whenever there is a demand, the service will be provided, and you have to pay for that provided services. So those 5 days they have to pay either for the rental basis or so it's up to their service level agreements. Okay? So that is something we call it as a dynamic resource deployment can be implemented in dynamically it will change. So இப்போ ஒரு ஏடிஎம் போறீங்க, so this ATM machines, for example SBI ATM machines can support 1,000 customers at a time, right? So if it's 1,001 customers is reaching into the SBI ATM, the SBI ATM fails to respond for this customer. So that is not something we call it as a dynamic resource allocation. Which not fail to provide a service for the 1,001 customers also. Clear? So that can be done by using a cloud. And just have a look on this diagram about the cloud resource deployment using Integrated Gateway to allocate the virtual machine from a local cluster to interact with Integrated Gateway of the public cloud service provider. So what is the diagram now? And this they have given with the different explanation. Do you have any doubt with this? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
So just try to understand the basics so that you people can able to write anything in cloud. So that's why I'm just trying to make you to comfortable uh, to feel about a cloud basics. So I don't want in depth about the informations about the security systems or the resource management. So you people have to understand the applications, why we need to go for resource management and why we need to go for security. Security is something we call it as a common term. But resource management and I think with an explanation with the recent scenario that Facebook and WhatsApp uh, has been down for more than a 9 to 10 hours on a particular day, right? So though we are working, we won't work during a night. We didn't find that much difficult to use about a Facebook and a WhatsApp. But the people who's working with the reverse concepts like US la pathina vanduna completely the daytime for them, right? So those that they find a lot of difficulties to use the WhatsApp and Facebook on. I think it's in last month, right? So that's the one scenario of failing to meet the resource allocations that were dynamic resource allocations. Just because of that, they fail to provide a service on that particular time due to improper or impoor maintenance of the data center. So Facebook on the Nana, so that is what the scenario. Yeah. And I told you some in slide. I have told you some slide with the IT legends like Google, Microsoft, Apple, and then Rackspace. So these are all some companies faces issue of allocating the resources at a particular period of time. Probably, I think if I'm not wrong, that article says on June between June 2nd and June 3rd or June 4th. So this is what the things happen in our globe. So they fail to provide the response for that time. Yeah. So that is something you have to understand about the resource management and about the resource management.